that's what we want. We want that snow to come down, huh?
Well, it's dropped a lot. We had 2 foot of snow, and now it's down to like 4 inches deep. It really dropped the past couple of days, which I'm not complaining. We don't, around here, we don't have the problem with the flooding like they do in like Texas or any of them other places.
Well, even if you go
down
back
south, I mean, up here, it's mainly gravel, so it sucks the water right up into the water table, which we need to have the water table full, and then we don't have a dry, hot summer. If there's no snow, you have a hell of a time with a drought during the summer.
we're going to get my mammogram. I missed the last time, and they have one of these, what is it, like a clinic type thing?
Yeah, it comes to the old Sodus Hospital, I believe it's where it's at. It's Middle Road, that's where the old Sodus Hospital is.
And it's important, ladies, if you haven't gotten your mammogram, please schedule your mammogram.
Yeah, it's a good thing to have, so you're aware of breast cancer.
And then also, too, you get the happy report that everything is fine, and then you feel great and all that stuff. So it's important to do that.
Same as the men need to get a prostate exam.
Yep, and go expecting to get a good report, because that's what you'll get, a good report, not a bad report. And if you get a bad report, you just pray that God heals you. Look how pretty it is out here. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you guys this. I actually wanted to do a video on it, but since you're here right now, little phone case. I didn't buy a phone case this time for my phone, so I just use this little thing. If I get sick of it, I can make another one. So it works. It works for what I have, because I just stick it in my purse, and I have in my purse my big book of puzzles and stuff. So we have no idea how long we're gonna wait, but we usually go to our appointments really early, hoping to get in early, huh?
Well, we didn't make an appointment here. It said walk-ins are welcome, so.
Yeah. I mean, we don't go in, like, we just make sure we're on time, and sometimes we're a little early, so we just...
The most they could tell us is they can't do it.
Right, and we don't care, because we have to sit at home anyway, so we just figured we might as well sit there and...
Waiting for the snow to melt so I can get out there and do some stuff with the animals.
Tell them what you're doing today.
Today we're moving. We've had a lot of doctor's appointments the past couple of days, and I haven't had a chance to even do a video on the 4-week quail video, which I'm going to do this afternoon. But we're getting I had to fix the 3-tier grow out cage in the garage and hook a water system up, and they're going out in the garage today. So when I get them out in the garage, I'll do an update video for 4 weeks.
A lot of people are doing quail this year.
Well, good, because they're a good source of meat and protein, which I was just diagnosed not to have a lot of protein. But
Do you want to tell them about your last 2 doctor's appointments?
the last doctor's
How about the
appointment-
last 3, starting with the regular new doctor? Which I was all worried about getting a new doctor, and I absolutely love our new doctor.
Well, he said that I was doing okay, only that there was a sign of high protein in my kidneys.
Clay's a diabetic.
Yes, I'm sure they remember me saying
Well,
that.
we have a lot of new followers, honey.
That's true. And I had to go to a specialist, and he confirmed that there was protein in the kidneys. So I have to watch my protein intake, which is usually red meat and things like that. Luckily, I eat a lot of vegetables, raw and cooked, and I don't eat a lot of meat. So he said that was good.
Well, tell them what happened to the one that they did something to your feet. They hooked you up. Tell them about that. In case someone ever has to go through it, that was no big deal.
When you're a diabetic, you usually lose the feeling in the nerves in your legs and your feet. Luckily, I haven't had that problem. They hooked me up like with like sonograms on my legs to check the blood vessels and stuff, and I passed with flying colors on that. So
They had him like all hooked up to
He
like
was-
a machine.
he was happy to
Yes,
hear
he-
that too.
And then what happened at the kidney doctor, the first visit? What did he do? The one we just went to.
Well, he just more or less checked to see if the tests I already went through worked out okay, and they did. So, but he wants me to have blood tests, urine test, and an ultrasound on my kidneys, which I have to do in the next couple of weeks, and then go back to him.
So I just wanted to share that with you guys. You know, you guys pray for Clay. We're believing that God completely heals him. I've seen lots of people in the past that God has healed, and so we just want to encourage you to pray for Clay and pray for me too, because I'm pretty good on my health, but my cholesterol was off.
Well, he said that
So pray for that too.
it wasn't bad. He's seen a hell of a lot worse than I am. So.
Right.
But I've known a lot of people that had diabetes, and people have lost their legs and everything else because of it. So you have to watch what you're doing. Your intakes and your medicines.
And you got to take your medicine in faith. Don't be like, oh, God's going to heal me, so throw your medicine out the window. Just keep taking it till, God heals you. But it's absolutely pretty today. And Clay's got that big project with the quail. I was surprised at how big the quail have gotten, because we put like
They're full grown.
we put like a cloth over them because they stayed in the house longer than we wanted because of the weather.
Yeah.
And we're like,
If you're going to start quail in the north, don't get the chicks till March. The only reason I got them so early is because last year I wanted to get into the quail, and I wanted to get some jumbos, and all the jumbos were sold out.
and normally we wouldn't have allowed this. We'll have a baby chick or two in the house to start the chicks for a week or something, but
They're
usually
normally not in the house that long.
no, you're right. It's because we don't want them in the house that long, and it's just
And I didn't expect so many to hatch either.
right. We had a nice little hatch, but we're fine with it. We have ways of. We have had an air blower. We have like this covering that goes around them and stuff so that they stay warm.
It's a like a dust collector kind of a
Yeah.
thing. It
But
purifies the air.
So, I mean, we wanted to share that because most people aren't equipped to do that.
If you're going to raise quail, do them in a back room
Right,
or in
right.
your garage
Right, you have
or in a
to,
barn.
yeah, because you would not be able to do that unless you had all the things.
They would have been fine for the first 2 weeks, no problem.
There's a crow up there. Is that a crow? There's a murder in Auburn.
Yeah, murder of crows.
That's what they call crows. A murder.
It's not a flock, it's called a murder.
And they have, what are they the world?
Auburn is the crow capital of the world.
Tons of crows. And that's what, like 20
If
minutes
you don't
from
believe
us?
that, look it up.
Yeah, what is that, like 20 minutes from us? I have lots of family that lives there too. I think most of them moved right outside of Auburn now, though.
Who's that?
Morris and Rachel and all
Oh.
them. My nieces and nephews. My family's so big that,
How big are they?
well, when I
Sounds
was
like a
4, I had a niece. I have a niece that's 4 years younger than me. I have a sister that's
Wow, these
14.
guys don't have any snow.
Oh, no.
They're only like 5 miles from our house.
I have a sister that's 14 years older than I am. And my nieces and nephews, it's
I
like
got a
one big
brother that's
swoop.
I got a brother that's 16 years older than I am.
So in my family, it's like one big swoop. You've got the same thing. The nieces and nephews are almost like brothers and sisters because they're closer in age. It's kind of cool.
Oh, my second cousins. My first cousins were all older than me. They already had kids of their own when I was born.
I never remember my older sister being home.
So all my nieces, or all my second cousins are all my age. My cousin Billy, well, second cousin Billy, and Lonnie, and my cousin Doreen.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
How many do I have?
Mm-hmm. Show me the video.
Oh, let me count. You're talking half brothers and sisters, or
Real.
well, there was 5 of us that was from mom and dad.
Then how many
Mom
steps?
had one of her own before mom and dad were married from her first marriage. Her first husband died. And then dad had Ruthie and Helen. And then dad had the 5 of us. So there was 7, 8 people all together, but there was only 5 in our house, or 5 kids in our house.
My parents had 7 children, and I am number 6. And there are 5 girls and 2 boys. And then it's like my parents had 3 children, then they waited a while and had 4 more. But the oldest one, I only have memory. I mean, I have memories of her because she visits stuff. But you know, she moved home with us for a little bit, so I have memories there. But for the most part, the oldest one I don't really remember, but all the other ones I do at home. But I mean, we're good friends with all of them. And my oldest sister has 12 children.
Well, I met Ruthie once when I was 5, and that was the last time I saw her.
That wasn't me. That was your sister, right?
My sister Ruthie.
Your stepsister.
My half-sister.
Yeah.
I don't have any stepbrothers. They're all half.
And my mother's name is Ruth. My sister's middle name is Ruth. My niece's name is Natalie Ruth, but we always call her Ruthie. I have an Aunt Ruthie. Ruthie is a very popular name in my family, and it means a good friend. One time I had a preacher pray for me, and he said, "What's your name?" He said, no, he goes, "You were rightly named." He goes, "What's your name?" And I don't even know if he asked me my name. He just said, "You were rightly named," which was Ruthie. A pastor prayed over me, and he said, "You were rightly named." And he didn't know my name, and it was Ruthie. So that was kind of cool. I go to one of those holy roller type churches. I'm a holy roller from way back when. That's what I always say. Seen too much, been in church too much, seen a lot of people healed and all that kind of stuff. But that's, you know, the shouting, the dancing, the speaking in tongues. I believe in all that good stuff. Look at this. Is this what do you call it? Another wine?
No, this is apple orchard.
Okay. Oh, apple orchards.
Yeah, they're all.
I wonder what they're going to do across from us this year. Do you think anything, or?
These are all mini apple trees here.
Look at this. This is cool. I love living out here. So we were watching the Democratic debates last night, which we don't talk about politics. So we were watching that.
We keep up on it, but we don't
talk about
make
it.
a big deal out of it.
We just pray. What else you gonna do, right? And oh, this is Elton. This is where they have that one auction.
That's
right?
where we have our food auction and the bird auction. Actually.
Yeah, they keep moving things around.
Yeah.
So you know.
They moved the bird auction down, or the auctions down to the old Normandy Inn.
Clunk.
He bought that. Jimmy
Clay
bought
doesn't
that-
drive like that usually.
That building down there.
Oh, he did buy the building?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know
The old
that.
Normandy Inn.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Well, that's good. I like him. He's a good man. Yeah, and the
I'm
bird.
not sure where they're going to have the bird auction, whether they're going to have it back here or whether they're going to have it at the Normandy Inn or where. But
And we've been going back and forth about a lot of things. You guys can keep us in prayer about our farm because we're like, do we want to continue with the animals? Do we not? Nah. We know we want to continue with the bees and the gardening, but it's just that it's a long haul to that barn in the winter, right? But every year we have this conversation, and every year we keep the animals.
Keep doing it.
We just keep doing it. I don't know if anyone else I'm 57, Clay's 62. I don't know if anyone else that gets older has this conversation like, well, I wonder if this is the year. Well, and you said a long time ago you stopped doing it for a year and you had trouble sleeping and...
Well, when I first moved over here, we sold our property over on...
This was before he knew me.
Before...
BR.
During my first marriage. We moved over here and I sold all my animals from before. I had sheep and turkeys and peacocks and pheasants and chickens and all kinds of stuff, pigeons. And I'd wake up in the middle of the night after we got moved over here. For the first 6 months, wake up in the middle of the night thinking I forgot to feed the animals. And then once I woke up, couldn't go back to sleep, and realized I didn't have any animals. So that was kind of rough. So I told my ex-wife, at that time was my wife, that I had to get something, even if it was just a few pigeons, just so I could sleep at night. Because I'd be awake all night and then have to work all day. And that made it rough.
I know one animal that we're letting go of this year. You know who it is?
The dog.
No, he's never leaving. That dog loves Clay. Don't be fooled. No, Molly the rabbit. The story of Molly the rabbit is this. I love her, but I'm allergic to her. And it's a funny thing. I don't know why. I am allergic to some animals and not to others. I thought it might have been dust mites on her. I didn't know what the problem was. I gave her a bath. Some animals, sometimes it's more of like a long-haired animal. For some reason, she just irritated me. I hold her and I pick her up and I pat her and stuff, but I can't have her on me all day long. I'll be sick. But I do love her and I take good care of her. But unfortunately, she's going to have to go into the auction because I feel sad about it. And I was going to keep her over the summer, but I thought, well, somebody else could really enjoy her, and it's really not fair to Molly because I'd have to just get rid of her in the fall. So she has to go because I'm allergic to her. That is very rare for me to be allergic to an animal. I think one other time I ran into that, I had a beautiful, somebody gave me a Persian cat. She was raising cats. She got pregnant and was raising them, and she asked me if I would take one. She had a whole bunch of them, so I took it. It was gorgeous. I was so allergic to it I had to give it to a friend. And that's what happened with Molly. I was holding her, and every time I would be like, oh my goodness, I think I'm allergic to the bunny. And that was before all the houseplants, so I know it wasn't the houseplants. So it's Molly, because every time I get her near my face, I start acting up.
That dang Molly.
And how many times do I sneeze whenever I sneeze, honey? Usually a lot.
I don't usually count.
Yeah, but usually once I start sneezing,
Why you got the camera pointed on me?
Well, I don't know. I just thought that I would.
Nobody wants to see this mug.
No, they want to see me.
Pointing on you.
No, I'm teasing. They want to see crochet. They want to see the messy car that we have to desperately clean out because we've been hauling stuff. I'm just messing with you guys. Oh, they want to see a little of everything.
This is just showing you when we say upstate New York, we mean upstate New York. We're not talking the city. We're talking the country.
Pretty much upstate New York is all of New York, pretty much, is what they consider upstate. They consider...
New York City is what everybody thinks of when they think of New York.
Yeah. When you say upstate New York, you're thinking north of New York City.
We've got mountain regions and everything in New York, upstate New York.
Yeah, because when they start talking upstate New York, because, you think, well, that would be Syracuse. No, it's the whole state. It's Rochester. It's even closer to New York City and all that stuff. So, it's cool. We've been busy this week. Busy, busy, busy. Do you know where we're going now? We're turning off?
Yes, this is Maple Ave, and then we've got to go to Middle Road.
How far is that there?
It's just down where the hospital is.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. See, I was driving out here for a while, and then after a while we said, just get one car, because I don't go anywhere without Clay, and it's just foolish to have an extra car payment. And I drove for years and years and years, and a lot of times I did like sales and recruiting, and I was on the road all day long, so I'm happy to be a passenger. And I also like not going out to eat all the time, which I'm glad Clay doesn't like to do that. I used to just about cry because I hated to go out to eat, because it just, my parents would go out to eat all the time because my parents had businesses.
I'm used to having home-cooked meals, and you can't get a good home-cooked meal in a restaurant, believe it.
So I love it, because Clay, we'll do fast
Now and then
food.
I'll want to go to, say, Taco Bell or KFC or something like that, but very rarely.
But I mean, I used to go out to eat like all the time, and I just got to the point I hated it, and I was putting on the weight. Now I put on the weight and have to lose it though. But I love living out here. It's not for everybody, that's for sure.
I see they tore all the apple trees out of here and the cherry trees out.
Maybe it's something to do with the...
No, they put mini apple trees in.
Okay, maybe that's all that's going on.
Alright, here's Middle Road.
Okay, guys, I guess I should wind down and get my stuff done. Get your mammogram, like, subscribe.
I gotta get my mammogram.
And remember, big or small, you too can be a backyard farm.